Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Tuesday Checklist, the weekly show where we've run out of things to talk about and so now I've just started playing games. This week, Nathan's been talking non-stop about Doom Eternal. The sequel to the 2016 reboot hits PS4 on the 20th of March, and about how good he is at the game and how he knows the original Doom like the back of his hand. So, we decided to set Nathan a challenge. Describe a level of the original Doom, inch for inch, without looking. And then the rest of us have to do it with the game we love as well. Anyway, Nathan, go!
Okay, so for my level, I think it's levels that I can describe and just do forever. Obviously, Doom, the original Doom for me is that game. So I'm going to do two amazing demonstrations of my ability. So if you on your phones, we can edit this a little bit, but if you can just show me the beginning of any, Dan, if you got your phone, the beginning of any Doom episode 1, so like
A live magic show.
Episode 1, and then any mission you want, any M. I mean, you could have picked a more remarkable room. Yeah, I can't remember what this one's called, but you come out of this initial door, this initial room. You're on a walkway around a toxic area, like a toxic pool. You can go right or left, except if you go right, it's a red door. You don't want to go that way. So you go around to the left. There are 3 or 4 humans, there's one pink demon to kill. You go left, the walkway continues to the right. At an angle, there's a door. Open up that door, shoot straight away with your shotgun. There's an imp in there that you need to kill. You clear out that room, there's a shotgun guy in there. There are lots of imps. So if you can get the shotgun guy to shoot at you, he might hit one of the imps and then let the door close. That room might take care of itself for a little bit. You clear out that room, there's a window to your left which you ignore for now. On top of that you can see a supercharged blue sphere and you're like, how do I get to that? I'm going to tell you. You walk over to a window, there's a staircase on your right. First of all you look down in this window, I think there's 6 imps down there, so you can kill all of them with your shotgun before you get anywhere near them. Then you go up this flight of stairs, you turn left, you go down the stairs, there might be an imp remaining. If there isn't an imp remaining, there's certainly one behind you on the lift which has come down, so you shoot that, then you go back around the corner, there's a red switch on the wall, hit that red switch, go back up the stairs, go straight forward, there's a window which is now opened in the wall which reveals an area which is, again, secret, you can get to it later. Shoot everybody in that room so that when you get to it later, it will be empty. Now you go back down to the right to where you first saw that window. You can see the supercharged sphere on the left-hand side. The way up there is now open, there's a new staircase. So you go in there, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, there's a bunch of pink demons in there, you kill all of them, it's like a kind of a square area, I believe the yellow key is in here. You have to come back down that stairway, because going up and down that stairway triggers 2 entrances within that room which you've just opened. So you run up the stairs, you turn left, the window has dropped down, you go in there, that will bring you down a dark staircase, there's 3 imps down there, the supercharged that you can see from that window, you grab that, you come back up this slightly curving dark staircase, then the window will come down automatically and it will also trigger the other window in the room which can lead you to a secret area. So you run across this room where you found the yellow key, you go to the other window, you go in, there's a small area. Inside here, you'll kill 2 people. You'll find the rockets. You don't come out the same way you go in. You walk down a kind of a hazardous waste area. Inside there, you'll find that extra ammo pack. And I think, no, you've already picked up the rockets. And then you go through up a lift and you find yourself on top of an area you've been before where you killed the 6 imps through the window. You come down that lift, then you go back up the stairs, you turn left, now you're in a new area, fresh area. You open the door, there's a corridor full of people, you can kill them fairly easily, you go to the corridor, you turn right, you're in an open area outside. There's a weird sort of walkway in front of you, it splits off and it goes round, there's a hole in the middle which can be dangerous, there's hazardous waste down there. So you clean off, I think there's 2 demons, maybe 3 or 4 imps and then humans. There's an imp shooting you from the right. This is actually the secret entrance to the end of the level which you'll find later. You go across this area, on the right hand side is where you enter, there's a shotgun guy and an imp there I think. Then you turn around, there's some other people down the corridor, you walk down there, the room gets dark when you get into the corner to pick up a key, there's a trap there basically, I think 3 imps come out of a sort of a cupboard behind you, you kill all of them, now you're on sort of the final run towards the end of the level. you run all the way back through to the beginning. Now at this point, if you're going for a 100% run, you go to the normal ending, to the right, and you clear everybody out. And there's a secret area in there where you can get some invisibility, and then you come back. Basically where you're going to finish though, to get the entrance to the military base, is you go back to the very, very beginning of the level. That area which you cleared out through the window is now mostly empty, so you go through in there, down the main walkway, you go behind the pillars, open a door, turn right, go to the end, and hit the exit, and you've won Doom!
Oh my god. I was trying to process that whole thing, and then I was just like...
It will make more sense, hopefully, with some...
It's not just the layout, it's the order in which you tackle everything.
Yeah.
Described, like...
I was going to draw a map.
A dance.
Oh my god!
I don't know if... In my mind, this is a perfect map. What I've marked are the secret exit and the normal exit. This is the starting area.
What I would love is for someone who's never played this level to tackle it.
Yeah, using that map.
Using my mad map.
This, Nathan.
I think the scale
We'll
is...
do a stream. We'll do a stream
Okay.
where either myself or Rosie has to play this level using this drawing.
Not to scale. Although this bit's very recognisable. I'm very pleased with this bit, so that's good.
Okay, so a bit of a game that I could play blindfolded, or just describe perfectly, would be the opening of Metal Gear Solid, from where you first arrive to actually getting inside the building. So
I was going to do that, and then I was like, Rob's going to do it.
2 areas of Metal Gear Solid.
I could probably do
this.
Without getting stressed.
So it starts, Snake, I love it, he gets out of the water, he's still got his like goggles on, but he takes his flippers off and he's sort of like sitting on this dock area, and immediately there is a small staircase leading back into the water which you want to go down because there's a little ration just sort of nestling behind the wall. So you go into the water, grab the ration, come back up the stairs, and then the first thing the game teaches you to do is how to crawl. So you've got 2 options. You can either just crawl right underneath, like there's like a big sort of metal block. You can crawl right underneath there, out into the area, or you crawl underneath like a little bit of piping. Immediately you're in the first area, which is like this cavernous, underground sort of warehouse type place. You've got like 4 big blocks of crates, which act as the things you can hide behind. Immediately I press up against the wall that's right in front of you. You don't want to go to the right because there's a puddle there, and if you step in the puddle, make lots of noise, and all the guards in the area come and chase you and you have to dive back in. Anyway, you push up against the wall, gives you a really nice cinematic camera angle, which I like to look at for a few seconds as if I'm planning my move, and there'll be a guard sort of like walking towards you. He stops, turns around and walks back the other way, and then you come out from behind cover, come behind that guard, throttle him, immediately go right to the top of the room. There'll be another guard sort of like in the central area. What you want to do is get right across to the other side of the room, so into the northeast corner where there's a little forklift truck. You want to hide behind that forklift truck, and you need to get there before the elevator comes down with another guard, because then that makes it a bit harder to get out. So you get behind the forklift truck, the elevator comes down, other guard gets out, he maybe yawns for a bit, looks around, then he goes off on his patrol. As soon as he starts to go off on his patrol, without hesitation, you've got to come out of from behind the forklift, be careful of the puddle that is in front of the elevator, because again, if you stand in that, they're all going to turn around and see you. Duck into the elevator, boom, we're up. And then Snake gets the rest of his stuff off. And then this is still one of my favourite areas of the game, the outside, snowy area where you first see like the base you've got to be sneaking into. And the first thing that happens is Snake, in a cutscene, gets out his scope and just looks across the area. And what I like to do is I sort of sneak around to the right. It's like a snowy bank with 2 more like blocks of crates. You want to get behind those crates quickly because there's a guard patrolling that snowy area. And if he sees your footprints, he's going to follow you. So you need to make sure you're sort of ducked around to the back so he's not in a position to see your footprints. Once he's sort of walked down behind those crates, I like to get into the middle of the area because there's a truck. You can get into the back of the truck. In the back of the truck is a SOCOM pistol, which would be the first weapon you pick up in the game. And you don't have to do this, but I like to do this. I sort of like press myself up against the box that's in the back of the truck, crouched down, because it gives you a good cinematic view out the back of the truck, and you get to see a guard sort of like walking past. And I love the feeling of just like being there whilst the guard's walking past. I like to stay there until he's walked past and then come out, because it feels like you're infiltrating. And then you come down, there's that big area in the middle where there's 2 massive searchlights going across, like up and down. And in the middle of the searchlights, there is a big box of chaff grenades. So you want to approach this area from the west side, so like the left-hand side of it. And there's a very specific, you don't want, when the searchlights are like that, you don't want to go. Then they come like that, that's when you want to go. So grab the chaff grenades. In the bottom left corner, so like the southwest corner of this area, there's another room where there's a security camera protecting an item, and this is where I like to do the bit that you hate, Nathan, where Snake's like, a surveillance camera. So I like to get that little cutscene out the way there.
Like he's never seen one before.
Because
you know what I mean?
Because I don't want that cutscene happening when I'm trying to get past the surveillance camera to get up the stairs later. Because, there's guards there, I want to be able to focus. So I do the surveillance camera cutscene there. I sneak through the little crates, making sure the surveillance camera hasn't seen me, pick up the item, get back out, and then I'm making my way across the area where the truck is. There's a guard sleeping by a little ventilation shaft, which you can use to get in the building, but I don't like getting in that way. It's more fun to go upstairs. Make sure the guard that's on like the snowy side of the room is like down the bottom, so he can't see you. So you want to hug up against the wall, go past the surveillance camera that's right on the corner by the stairs, go up the first set of stairs, and then the stairs sort of like come back on themselves to get up to like this balcony area that's overlooking this entire sort of place. There will be a guard sort of right at the top. Let him sort of do his stretches, do his yawns, and there's a little alcove you can duck into whilst he's doing that, and you can press up against the wall and he will come like centimeters from you, but he won't see you if you stay calm and just pressed up. And I love doing this. Like he'll just be like there, and Snake will just be there, and you could just feel your heartbeat going boo 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 boo. Eventually he turns around and walks back along this kind of balcony, and along this balcony there are 2 sort of indentations. One is just like a little alcove you can hide in, and that's where I like to go first. I like to go into that one, I press against the alcove, and I let him walk all the way down, and then walk all the way back past me again. So I'm pressed up against the wall, and he's like, just coming past me like that, because it's, again, really cinematic and exciting when the guard sort of like walks right past Snake without seeing him. Then you duck out of the alcove, into the next alcove, and that's where the ventilation shaft is. Duck down, into the ventilation shaft, and you're inside the base.
Originally for this entry, I still don't know if I should do it, but I was going to do a rap from Parappa the Rapper, but then I thought I'm not really describing anything, I'm more rehearsing the button combinations, because I can legit do the Instructor Mussolini course completely blindfolded, because I tested it the other night and I've still got it.
I believe you, Rose. 100%.
So that was going to be my entry, but then I thought I can't really describe it, because really you're just driving along a road, there's nothing, and then sometimes they like go boom, 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 you say bam, 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 and they do like little arm movements. The other one I had was from a rare game on the PlayStation 1, which I had the demo for. And you know when you had a demo, you play it over and over and over again. It's the first kind of area for a game called Tombi, or Tomba, if you're in America. Okay, so the first section for Tombi, which is when you start the game pretty much to when you meet the 100-year-old man. Okay, you start the level and then you have like a man jumping down, he talks to you. If you run to the right, first of all, you've got like a little sort of, what are those instruments called? Accordion, an accordion bush thingy that goes when you jump on it. You've also then got like a tower of rocks, so you can jump on the rocks, they shake a little bit, climb up it. If you jump to a tree to the left, there's a hidden little pole that you can swing on. So if you swing on that, I didn't even mention that you come across a monkey. So you come across the monkey first, then you can climb on the rock. Then if you want to get to the monkey up in the tree, you swing on the pole, you have to jump up at the right time. And then you do, I think there's another pole, or it just goes straight up and you talk to the monkey if he wants a banana. So
this fits amazingly into my favourite genre of Access videos, which is Rosie describes things.
Yeah, this is like that kind of video. Then if you're going back, so past the rock, you've got another vine thing, and then that's the one when it's like, this is how you swing. So you can swing on that for a little bit, have a good old time. There's some purple little plants at the bottom, and if you use your blackjack on those, a frog will appear, and if you use that, that's for a side quest, and it rides on your back. Then there's like a little slope, and there's a plant that looks like a bum, basically. I always called it the bum plant when I was a kid. And if you jump on it and hug it, it goes like it does fart. It goes. And if there's a pig coming up to the right, and the pig, if he slides at you, and then you get him under the bum plant.
Do you know, I feel like people watching this, because we'll have captured the game and put it on top, will not get the full effect of me not knowing what this game looks like, never having played this game.
Oh, it's amazing. But if the pig is under the gas that the plant gives off when it goes, then it goes tiny, and then that's another side quest.
That's just physics.
Keep on running to the right, and then you've got a house, and there are some purple little balloon bubbly things that you can pop if you want. But it's 2.5D game, so if you face towards the building, climb up it, there's a bird guarding an egg, so you can kill the bird, get the egg, and then that will help you with the 100-year-old man. Then if you run to the left, once you're in the background, you go behind, there are some more accordion plants that go, I think there's like 4 or 3 of them you can jump on. And then there's a letterbox which has got a pig nose on it and it's got wind in it. So you hit that, then the wind, you get that power, and then you run. You can either run back the wind takes you to the front of the game, like the front level, and then if you just run, past the rocky bit, past the bum plant, climb up the building again, and then when you get to the top, you see a big fog, you use the wind, and then that will just clear the fog, and then you can carry on through the rest of the level. I think my entry's already gone pretty in-depth as it is, so I think I could do the rest of the level, but for the sake of this entry in this video, I think I'm going to stop there.
I feel like that's good value for a demo as well, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing, yeah, because then you've got like a whole other section of the level where, if you really want to, I could now talk about this. If you jump in the foreground, then you've got a rock you can grab onto. If you jump in the front part, not the back, then you've got some pumpkins that you can grab onto, and then there's like pumpkin plants that you can walk across, or if you're in the background, there are these little egg plants that come up and try and eat you. There's a slope which will take you to another egg, or if you jump on like a mountain, you can climb up it and then you'll see another house. There's also a little house, no, it's not by the egg, so you jump up and then there's a little house. If you talk to someone in there, he's playing hide and seek, but if you run across there's a river, you can drop off the frog there, and then you get AP points, but you can't swim, so you have to come back here later on. So you go out of there, and then you carry on running right. There's a building in the background, so if you jump up there's another egg that you get, and then you eat a chick. Then you can either...
We left about half an hour ago.
I feel like we're definitely going to do the VO across this and then come back up to find...
Exterior of a building. The exterior of the building, just like your voice kind of soft.
in the background.
Just like the crickets.
A car horn.
Rosie she's described the entire game.
So you know that level, that's what I'm hearing.
I played it a lot when I was a kid, because obviously when you had a demo, that was the only section you played, and when you love a game that much and it's hard to come by, then you'll just play that demo over and over again. So I'll leave it there then. Then basically you go up some vines. Stop. You keep on climbing, there's the other chicken egg, and then you meet the 100-year-old man.
I was a bit worried when we came up with this title, because I don't think I tend to play games like this. As in like I will play one thing once and then I don't tend to play something repetitively. And then I realised what I play very, very repetitively and that I could definitely do this with, fingers crossed, and that is GT Sport.
Oh wow.
Oh, that caught me off guard.
Yes, very specifically the Dragon Trail Seaside track.
Okay.
I recently had a GT Sport relapse and for a month pretty much my favourite thing to do was to go home and just do Dragon Trail Seaside and also Monza, but Dragon Trail Seaside over and over and over again. You can put Spotify on in the game and just listen to music. So I am now going to describe to you in some small amount of detail Dragon Trail Seaside. I may have to close my eyes.
Okay.
And it's lights out and away we go. We're on the home straight, the pit lane. There's a grandstand either side, it's a straight. Up ahead is a very small, very slight right-hander. You drift slightly to the left. You don't need to brake here. You think you do, but you don't. Just have a good line round the outside. You'll drift into the middle, want to bring it back across to the right as you brake late but hard into the first, I'm going to say chicane. It's a hard left into a hard right, move across to the outside, very slightly uphill. Then there's a very small left-hander. Again, no need to brake. It's like a little kink. You're going round. We'll be in the middle of the track. Now get over to the left. In the distance, you will see it looks like a difficult 90-degree right-hander. Only a little bit of braking, if anything. You can, in the right angle, you can take it round. But then you've got to brake hard because there's a big right-hander ahead, which will catch you off guard. Hard on the right, you're going uphill. You can see we're going to go underneath a little advertising hoarding and get our first split time. I think it's then down a little hill to the right, round to the right, and now it's a big sweeping S. So first a big left, into a big right, into a big left. You can hook all that up together and make it one big movement, which is very, very pleasing. Now we're going slightly uphill. There's another kink to the left, and now we're coming downhill. For the first time, it feels like the track is laid out in front of us. There is a big right-hander. You think that you can brake late, but you can't. You've got to brake soon because you will end up in the tyre wall for sure. Brake hard. It looks tiny, but it's a hard right. Now we're getting into the very condensed, it feels claustrophobic, this section of the track. Ahead is a big chicane. It's like a big square, like a pan. Like the shape of a pan. It's going to be a chicane right and left, and then left and right. It will be square, but you can round out all the edges very nicely with some lovely driving. Now we're into a little tunnel. We're going round slightly to the left, and it's the last big corner is ahead. It's a full, what's that, 180 degrees, if more. If you nail it and hit the apex, you're going to naturally come out to the left on the little bit of, you know, whatever those red and white stones are called. A little bit of runoff, back into the middle, up the hill, under the advertising hoarding. We've done it. We've done a lap on Dragon Trail Seaside.
That was amazing, Dave.
Thank you very much.
That was
Cool.
amazing.
It's quite hard, actually.
I could see it. I could see it in my mind's eye, even though I've never played it before.
I couldn't tell you anything about what was around. Like, you know, like just those things. Like, couldn't tell you if there's anything around anywhere. I'm sure there is. It's a lovely looking game, but just the track. I'm actually full of adrenaline telling you about that. It was quite difficult. It's quite difficult. Just need to breathe.
Capture that now, Dave.
Oh God,
Perfectly.
yeah. Yes, at the speed I said.
Yeah. Here we go.
So cue the music. Okay, so
Are we gonna put music underneath this?
oh my God, yeah, should we just put the rap underneath it?
Yeah, okay, let's do it. But then you have to be in time with the rap. No.
Okay. All right, we're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far. Step on the gas. Da, da. Triangle, triangle, circle. Step on the brakes. Triangle, triangle, square. Now step on the gas. Triangle, triangle, circle. Well, I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pauses in between, come on, let's jam. Step on the gas, triangle, triangle, circle. Step on the brakes, triangle, triangle, square. Step on the brakes, triangle, triangle, square. Step on the gas, triangle, triangle, circle. I'm glad you know which way to go, but it ain't gonna stop me, here we go. Check and turn and signal to the right. Triangle, 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 R1.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Let's bring the music back up here, and I think that's okay, Rosie. If you're still in time, then I think you win.
I mean, that is insanely impressive, Rosie. You could stop now, we all believe you. What game do you reckon you know so well you could play it blindfolded? Let us know in the comments, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and join us again next Wednesday for another Tuesday checklist. Thanks for watching.
For the players.